Well, here we go. Probably one of the most important TV series of all time. It set up streaming as we know it today. Without this show's success, I don't know how many big budget movie-like TV series we have. This show is already showing off its horror elements one scene in,
An army of troglodytes charge into the chamber.
and the next scene is a few kids having a fun time playing D&D. This show blends genres amazingly, which is what makes it so enjoyable for so many people.
No, where is it?
Oh my god.
They killed it with the casting. They managed to get all these amazing child actors who have awesome levels of chemistry and acting chops.
The Demogorgon. It got me.
Some elite foreshadowing. This soundtrack gives the show a unique feeling that no other series matches.
Jonathan?
And this show nails this scene. We've all felt like we were being followed as a kid, and this scene conveys that feeling perfectly. Such a tense scene right off the bat. Into the light he goes. Man, the name is fitting for this show. This intro credit is genuinely iconic at this point. The dad bod is on point, David Harbour.
Whoa! Hits me every time.
Hey man, that's pretty cool to me. Our first introduction to Steve Harrington. Who knew he would become such a fan favorite after his first few episodes?
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. Coffee and contemplation.
David Harbour really nails the I don't give a F attitude. Our first look at 11. This is her first time in the outside world, which is why she is so attentive to every detail.
Hello, this is Dustin Anderson, Secretary and Treasurer of Hawkins Middle AV Club. Do you eat kangaroos for breakfast?
These kids have so much charisma. It's easy to see that they were going to be stars.
This isn't some Lord of the Rings book.
The Hobbit.
They hurt you?
This burly gentleman actually has a kind heart. Our first glimpse of Elle's powers.
I want to get a search party together, right? All the volunteers she can muster.
Hopper is finally putting together some of the puzzle pieces. At this point, he definitely doesn't believe that Will just ran away.
Your daughter, what grade is she? Maybe I'll get her in my class.
She lives with her mom in the city.
She died a few years back.
Sorry?
His kid.
Our first time hearing about Sarah, Hopper's daughter. He still hasn't come to terms with her death, which is why he isn't able to talk about it with others.
I'm done. Over.
I'm worried about Will. Over.
Man, those walkies have insane range.
Connie Fraser, Social Services.
That voice sounds different.
God, it sucks that this dude died, but this scene really makes sure the audience understands who 11 is up against. These people can hide in plain sight, so 11 always has to stay on her feet.
He is close. I know it. I feel it.
And he was close. Kinda. A mother always knows.
Will? What have you done to my boy? It was him, though. It was his breathing. I know it was him.
Winona Ryder deserves all the praise for her performance in this series. What a way to end an episode. Their life will never be the same after this moment.
No!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
She-
Oh my god!
Appropriate reaction.
Maybe we can call you L, short for 11.
Stay here with your mom. She needs you.
Hopper knows exactly what it feels like to lose a kid, which makes him the perfect cop for this case.
Got your breakfast?
Ah yes, Eggos. The breakfast of champions.
Bad people?
Mike is a stronger kid than I was for still committing to keeping 11.
Should we say something?
I don't think he speaks.
Well, these kids are nailing the stereotypical Hollywood bullies.
That's our lazy boy. Fun, right?
Maybe she is like a normal kid, because I can tell you, I spent all day on these recliners.
I need this phone and 2 weeks advance.
Way to stand your ground.
And a pack of Camels.
You know Will?
All the puzzle pieces are starting to fit together. 11 will be the key to finding Will.
You have to get in, or my mom, she'll find you.
It's easy to see the inspiration of E.T. here. A kid meets a stranger from an unknown world, hides them in a closet. Yeah, E.T.'s always a win. Millie Bobby Brown is so talented at such a young age.
We're going back to Plan A. We're telling your mom. No.
Cat's out the bag now. And it couldn't have been more badass. And the collision course is set. Hopper versus Hawkins Lab has begun.
We never would have upset you if we knew you had superpowers.
At least he's honest. The D&D connections make this show a nerd's wet dream. Also, once again, I gotta praise the score during this scene. Sets the mood perfectly every time. These phone calls just keep getting creepier and creepier. And Winona Ryder crushes it on the other side of the phone, every time. What a horrifying scene. Joyce has the biggest balls in Hawkins for going back in that house. And the plot thickens. Second victim sent to the Upside Down.
Nancy!
Our first real glimpse of the Upside Down. This show does not let you forget how well it can do horror.
He's trying to talk to you.
Through the lights.
Mom, you don't need more lamps. You need to stop this.
You really can't blame Jonathan for thinking his mother is breaking down right now. Everything she's saying sounds insane. You can tell that Elle is starting to become more comfortable and breaking out of her shell, just a little bit. It's gotta be hard for her to trust, but Mike is making it easier. A flashback, giving us more context of Eleven's upbringing. Her entire childhood has been an experiment for these people.
Joyce.
Just ring me up, Donald.
Elle is starting to realize all the things she's missed in her childhood. She's been deprived of the basic things that every child should be entitled to.
You have a lot of nerve showing up here. Billy's called, said, Marissa, hey, it's not going to work out.
Yep.
At least he can admit his mistake.
Wait, did you see something?
Yeah.
Well, a toddler confirmed her suspicions. That's good, I guess. Damn. 2 wins for that.
Will, are you here?
Will is starting to communicate from the Upside Down. So Joyce isn't crazy after all.
Okay, baby, talk to me.
Joyce really is smarter than all of us. That character design is horrifying, which is a good thing in this case.
You said he was alive. Why did you lie to us?
Hey, come on, don't do this, man.
Mike.
Kids here act this scene so well. They really had hope that Will was alive, and it just came crashing down.
Who's that? Well.
And now we know that there is a lot more to this story.
You think that thing is in there? But that is not my son.
I think at this point, Hopper's starting to believe it too.
Pretty.
This is the first time that she's got to do this. You know, just be a semblance of a normal girl.
Oh, I don't believe we've met. Where are you from, exactly?
Bad place.
Sweden.
Way to play cool, kids. Yeah, maybe that's what you get for going into a mysterious living black hole in the wall.
I saw you guys laughing over there.
Can you blame him?
Dad!
Uh-huh. Good luck recovering from that humiliation. Elle standing up for a newfound friend.
What do you look like? This man you saw in the woods.
He didn't
Have a face?
Jonathan is starting to believe in his mother's theories now.
What were you doing out there?
Hopper is the perfect cop for this case, isn't he? It looks like 11 was even more powerful than even the scientists testing on her anticipated.
I saw you there! Can you hear us? We're here! Oh, Mom, it's coming! Tell me where you are!
All the elements that make this show great are present in this scene. We get to see 11's powers on full display. We get to see the horrifying and mysterious Upside Down. And the heartbreaking back and forth between Joyce, Will, and the kids. That's what makes this show great. No scene is linear.
That's what I saw.
Good thing Jonathan was being a stalker, huh?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't work with O'Bannon.
Did I say O'Bannon? I meant...
Damn. Why try and talk things out when you got hands like that? Hopper trusts his gut, which leads to confirmation that something sinister is going on right now.
Yeah, I've got Jim Hopper here.
Ah, you have a good way with words, don't you, Jim Hopper?
This is where Will is. The Upside Down.
Our first mention of the Upside Down. The catalyst of everything awful that's happening. Mike is way too smart to be a kid, by the way. It's just not fair. The funeral scene is interesting because I think a lot of people here actually suspect that Will is still alive. The boys and Joyce are there just for a formality.
So we tell Will that Jennifer Hayes was crying at his funeral.
They didn't kill Hopper. Instead, they tried to play it off as a big old nightmare that Hopper had. But he's way too smart for that. The kids are lucky to have a teacher like Mr. Clark.
You'd have to create a massive amount of energy to open up some kind of tear in time and space. You create a doorway.
Like a gate?
Sure.
Also, I don't think he even knows how important the advice he's giving is right now.
I need to see your compasses. Well, that's not true north. You can change the direction of a compass with a magnet.
Exactly. Meaning, if we follow the compasses north,
they should lead us to the gate.
As Mr. Clark alluded to, if the gate to the Upside Down already exists, magnetic fields would be disrupted. Dustin picked up on it. Seriously, Hawkins must have some great education system. Because these kids are smart. Here we go. The real beginning of getting Will back. Because now Hopper is fully on board with what Joyce believes.
I went to the morgue last night, Joyce. It wasn't him. Will's body was a fake.
Joyce finally gets that confirmation she needed.
What's wrong with you?
One of my favorite scenes in the series. Because it really shows how powerful she is, while simultaneously being creepy as hell. One of the best horror scenes in the show. Similar vibes to the classic slasher films of the past. Oh god, please don't kill Clark.
And we're making a newsletter, which we'll send out monthly.
Oh thank god.
Do you seriously want to fight the Demogorgon with your wrist rocket? That's like R2-D2 going to fight Darth Vader.
Excellent point.
Is your mom here?
mouth breather.
We get to see 11's mother. The mystery is starting to unravel bit by bit. 11's mother was a test subject. Unfortunately, she was pregnant, which may be the source of 11's powers.
Your family is a disgrace to the entire...
Deserved. I think Steve will think twice about messing with Jonathan anytime soon.
Joe, our toothless here gets an early trip to the dentist.
The lengths they are willing to go for each other. Probably the most badass scene in the show. The music and the sound effects, coupled with this line.
Kill you! You hear me? She'll kill you, you sons of bitches!
The gate. I opened it.
Elle accidentally opened the gate to the Upside Down. That's how powerful she really is.
Yeah, pretty. Really pretty.
It's nice to see that Elle finally has friends, and a sense of belonging.
We need to leave right now.
Bar none, my favorite sequence of the season. The kids are finally facing on the foe that's been lurking in the shadows the whole season. The score elevates this scene, making it incredibly tense, on the edge of your seat action. Badass.
Will you trust me?
These people are master manipulators. They can blend in seamlessly, can masquerade in many different disguises, and talk people into doing whatever they want effortlessly. Truly a dangerous foe.
What kind of things?
Make you fly?
Was she alone?
She always hangs out with those losers.
Harbour finally has the answers he's been looking for.
Kid, this is the chief. If you're there, pick up. We know you're in trouble, and we know about the girl.
The entire gang is starting to get formed. The kids and adults are becoming the squad we all know and love.
Need a hand?
The redemption tour for Steve starts now.
Alright, let's go.
Finally, the whole gang in one room, ready to unravel the mystery.
We should never stop being curious. Why are you keeping this curiosity door locked?
Well, because he has a beautiful woman waiting for him. But good point. Also, way to go, Mr. Clark. This show knows how to disturb people even without jump scares, which is what makes the best horror projects work. A great scene for many reasons. We get confirmation of Barbara's death, and although 11 feels overwhelmed and on the brink of losing control, Joyce is there to reassure her. This type of positivity isn't something that she has had before. Additionally, we finally see 11 and Will interact in the Upside Down.
And what do you know?
I'm sorry. Did I stutter? Everything.
Hopper's sass is unrivaled.
You gonna let me and Joyce Byers go? You're gonna give us anything we need, and we're gonna find her son.
And he's not scared of nobody.
I messed up. Okay, I messed up.
What the? You need to get out of here.
What is it? Listen to me.
Unfortunately for Steve, him trying to be a good dude for once has gotten him involved in a real-life monster hunt. Just terrifying character design. And the CGI is truly movie level. Hey, Steve went back in the place where the creepy killer monster is. What a hero. This was hard to watch, but he got there in the end, and that's all that matters. That was both horrifying and badass at the same time. The most satisfying death in this series. The entire journey into the Upside Down has been very reminiscent of Alien. This show takes the best parts of classic 80s movies, which is what makes it so awesome.
Goodbye, Mike.
11 knows what she has to do. She opened the gate to the Upside Down, and now she's gonna close it. Joyce finally sees Will again in person.
Blood pressure keeps dropping.
I'm loving the continued flashbacks to Hopper dealing with Sarah's death. It really gives good exposition to a character that's so far been a mystery. It also makes sense why Hopper is so invested in this case. He lost a child before, and he knows the pain of it. He won't let someone else go through that as well. It's touching seeing the Byers family back together again.
Fires! Be careful!
And equally is touching seeing the boys back together.
You got me. The Demogorgon.
The foreshadowing was real. The season started with the boys playing D&D, and ends with it. Wonder who he's leaving that for. I mean, the Eggos are a dead giveaway.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have to see.
It's nice to see the Byers family happy for pretty much the first time in the season. Of course, you can't end the season without setting up the next. And it looks like Will and the Upside Down are still linked, but we'll figure that out next season. Like I said in the beginning, this show is instrumental to the success of streaming. Without it, we don't have shows like The Mandalorian or any of the MCU series. It proved that you can spend a lot of money on a TV series and still make a profit. This show pretty much nailed the casting on every single character. It's hard to imagine anybody else playing these iconic roles. The blending of genres made this show special for so many people. It was funny, scary, and had some great mystery, along with action. Truly a show for everybody. It took the best elements from the coming-of-age movies in the 80s, like E.T. and The Goonies, while also blending it with horror elements from movies like The Alien. Overall, this season worked because it felt like an 8-hour movie, with terrific pacing and twists nobody saw coming. It's also one of the most rewatchable seasons of anything I've ever watched.